violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
A chaotic scene tonight in Philadelphia's Kensington neighborhood. At least 3 people are in the hospital after they were wounded by gunfire on the 3400 block of Emerald Street, and one of the wounded is a teenage girl. Action News reporter Christy Aletto live for us now at Temple University Hospital with the latest on this. Christy.
That's right, Shari. All 3 of those victims were brought here. That 19-year-old is stable, but another man is critical. Now, police say that they do have 1 person in custody and believe this was targeted.
Wow, man. You heard it. It's targeted. And I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter. Super gremlins have smoke for women now. So if you disrespect, it ain't no, hey, you shut up, you stupid B word, or they ain't gonna cut you out. They just gonna pull up on the block and start spraying. 25 shots are fired. And they didn't kill nobody.
At least 25 shots fired from 2 separate weapons. Philadelphia police say a gun battle erupted outside a home on the 3400 block of Emerald. At least 3 people injured, including a 27-year-old who is critical. This Kensington block is the city's latest crime scene.
It was multiple shots, heavy shots.
Minerva Osorio Noble didn't want to show her face, but says she watched one of the shooters flee by foot.
I told the police what they look like, and
What they look like? Care to tell us any information on a description of the suspect? What they look like?
I walked up to the car to make sure there was nobody in the car that got shot up.
The driver's side door of this Honda littered with bullet holes. Police say the gunman was armed with an AR-15. The other known shooter was apparently standing on the sidewalk.
And just to let you guys know, an AR-15 for these super gremlins is like a pair of sneakers. Like these dudes, everybody got a pair. You know, it kind of debunks the poverty argument, because dudes been had Jordans. Now they got $1,500 rifles. I mean, if you can afford that, there's no way you're in poverty. Like, and they're exchanging them too. Like, they got multiple. Okay? They're using different guns in different shootings. This is how it goes.
Detectives say it's not clear who initiated the barrage of bullets, but believe this was targeted.
The Honda with the AR-15 may have circled this block at least once before the shots were fired. So there's a good possibility that this shootout was between groups that knew each other.
My grandson was in there.
Oh my God.
My 2-year-old grandson.
The toddler was not hurt, but this woman who didn't want to show her face says her pregnant daughter narrowly escaped and that her grandson's father was injured.
Over a screwdriver.
How do you know it was over a screwdriver?
My daughter told me.
She said it was over a screwdriver. Look, I don't think it was over a screwdriver. Maybe that's some slang for a pistol or something like that, because I mean, it could have been, but I think that's slang for something. There's no way that was over a screwdriver.
Now, again, police have not disclosed a motive, and they do have 1 person in custody, but right now detectives are combing through surveillance videos, so anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact authorities. Live here at Temple University Hospital, Christy Aletto for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Shari?
Yeah, busy on that block for sure. Okay, Christy, thank you.
Back to our breaking news, that 12-year-old girl reportedly shot just walking out of a grocery store. That's new information.
Yeah, NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville joins us live from the scene in Feltonville. Aaron, I know you just got there, but I also know you just talked to police. What do you know about this?
Well, that young girl, that
That man Aaron was crying.
12-year-old girl is at the hospital now recovering after being shot, like you said, walking out of this store right behind me, the corner store. We are near Bingham and Wyoming in Feltonville. Officers are still on.
Bingham. That's what they did to that 12-year-old girl. Bingham. You know, and it's wild that you can't even walk to the grocery store without getting clapped. A little 12-year-old girl cannot walk to the grocery store without getting clapped. Philly is a different beast.
On scene here, they've been going in and out of the store over here at the corner looking at surveillance video. Here's what we know so far. They tell us some sort of red car. They're still working on the exact description. Turn the corner here by this corner store. You saw an arm come out of the passenger side rear window. That arm, that man with a gun fired a whole bunch of shots. Police telling us at least 10 people were at the corner when those shots were fired. That little girl walking out of the store when she was hit. Officers saying this is a time when kids were walking back home from school, a busy time after school here. This all went down around 4 o'clock. We had the chance to talk to police just about 10 minutes ago. Here's what they tell us about this shooting.
It's a terrible situation, and again, we had a lot of people just don't understand when you fire that gun. The bullets have no name, and it is, again, an innocent kid like this just trying to live her life and trying to go to the store like kids do. Should not have to be in a hospital at this point. So,
bullets have no name, man. That, I mean, I know we've all heard that expression, but when you're around these super gremlins, they really have no name. Like, they're unidentified. These bullets don't even got a social security card. They just out here. These bullets can't register to vote. They don't have no IDs. They just doing a thing, okay? But you know who does have a name? The super gremlin on Demon Time.
we need the neighbor support here. We need the people's help. We need people to do the right thing so we can continue to work to get these people off the street.
You heard that right there. He is basically urging and begging folks to do the right thing. There were several folks outside during the time of the shooting, so somebody saw something. It's something kids do every day, just walking home from school, stopping at a corner store for a drink or a snack, and unfortunately, this little girl was shot. For now, we're live in Feltonville. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
And Aaron, we'll check back with you for any updates. Appreciate it.
A 12-year-old girl is in the hospital after being shot in the stomach. I'm Jason Martinez.
And I'm Dawn Timoney. She was just trying to walk into a grocery store after school. And Shawnette, you have surveillance video of what happened?
Yeah, Dawn, so that 12-year-old caught in the gunfire is at St. Christopher's in stable condition tonight. Meanwhile, police are still looking for the car, the driver, and the gunman we're about to show you. Surveillance video from a neighborhood store captures a car fitting the description of the one police say someone fired several shots from this afternoon. A 12-year-old girl caught in the crossfire.
As it turns the corner, it slowly creeps the corner and shots start coming from the rear passenger seat.
Look again, but this time keep your eyes on the upper right of the screen, and you see people running as the car slows down. Police say it happened near Wyoming and Bingham Street around 3:30 this afternoon.
You see a red car turning the corner. There's a group of people, adults. The back seat passenger rolls down the window. You see an arm come out the window and multiple shots are fired at the young men who were standing on the corner.
Police.
Man. And look how the beefs that these super gremlins are involved in transfer over to hitting an innocent little girl.
Police say children leaving school were headed to Llanos Grocery Tropical Food Market when the 12-year-old girl was shot in the stomach. Police got there and rushed her to the hospital.
This young kid should be home studying and reading books and instead sitting in the hospital worrying about her health.
The owner of the store where police say the little girl was headed says she heard the shots. A person translating for her said she doesn't want to show her face and was too afraid to come out after the shooting.
She said she heard 8 shots. She said out of the 25 years that she's been working here, it's been happening for it has happened for 6 to 5 times.
Her car parked outside the store was also hit by a bullet.
Now nobody has security nowadays, and then it's scary.
And police tell us that the car is red. They have not yet determined the make or model. Back to you.
All right, it is scary. Thank you, Sean.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Meanwhile, Philadelphia police have been pouring through surveillance video, hoping it leads them to the suspects who are wanted in a drive-by shooting that injured a little girl from Feltonville. Eyewitness News reporter Jan Carabeo joining us live with some newly released video from just moments before that shooting.
I just gotta say this for all the sisters out here who are saying that, oh, nobody's messing with us because we dark-skinned and another. I can almost guarantee that shorty right here, DMs are flooded. So just understand, it ain't about dark skin or colorism. I know it's off topic, but I had to say that.
Jan.
Janelle, good morning. First, I want to mention that the little girl who was shot and injured in yesterday's attack is now in stable condition. That's the good news. Meantime, Philadelphia police are still trying to track down the gunman. They need the public's help. They want people to step forward with information. So let's all take a look at this surveillance video. Police say there were possibly 3 people inside of this red car just before 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Here you can see that car pulls around the corner from Wyoming onto Bingham Street in Feltonville. Shortly afterward, police say someone in the back seat rolled down the window and opened fire, shooting into a crowd of roughly 10 people just standing outside of a nearby corner store. As those people ran for cover, police say a 12-year-old little girl was shot in the stomach. She was just walking home from school at the time.
This young kid should be home studying and reading books and instead sitting in a hospital worrying about her health. A lot of people just don't understand when you fire that gun, the bullets have no name, and it is, again, an innocent kid like this just trying to live her life and trying to go to a store like kids do, should not have to be in a hospital at this point.
Now, police are still working on a better description of that red vehicle, namely its make and model. They are also reviewing and searching for more surveillance video that hopefully can help. Again, anyone with information is urged to contact police. We're reporting live. Jan Carabeo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News. Back into you.
Thank you, Jan.
Streets initiative continues to try to find Save Our Streets initiative continues to try to find ways to address the violence in our communities. Senseless acts of violence like the 12-year-old girl who was shot after school walking with her younger brother. Well, so far still no suspects, no description, no arrests in that case.
Obviously, kids should be able to walk to.
And just understand there probably won't be. Okay? Street code is in full effect. Once that bullet hit that 12-year-old girl, and none of the the targets sitting on the corner, street code was in full effect. None of these super gremlins or burrito gremlins will be found.
To and from school safely, so Kelly Rule is looking into what police and the district are doing about it. Kelly.
Well, Shana and Jason, tonight the district says they are in constant communication with police and they are working towards that Safe Paths program we've told you about. But with more than 200 schools in the district, many with similar safety concerns, they are calling on community help and support. Jose Ortiz walks his 14-year-old son home from Feltonville School of Arts and Sciences through the intersection that just 2 days before was a crime scene after a 12-year-old fellow student was doing the very same thing, walking home from school when she was wounded in a drive-by shooting. It's especially haunting for Ortiz, who says his son wasn't in school that day.
It's crazy because he missed that day that it happened, and he walks actually through that same light that it happened at. Yesterday he was kind of scared to walk home by himself, so I came and picked him up.
The little one was scared. He was like, Mom, I don't want to walk home. A lot of parents worry.
Dang. They got these little kids shook. And it looks like it's a, nice little burrito gremlin community. Well, not so nice. Ever since these shootings are taking place. But there's always some people who just get caught in the crossfire, undeserving, and that's why I highlight these videos, because the majority of these people who actually ended up getting clapped didn't deserve it. Like, if you look through my videos, the majority of the victims are innocent people, okay, not even involved or engaged or even relevant to whatever they got going on, these super criminals.
And, you know, that's real scary.
Like Ortiz, who said all he can do is tell his son to walk a different route when he can't be there. Chief Kevin Bethel, head of school safety, appearing on Fox 29 Good Day Thursday, says there needs to be a better option.
Where is the anger and the outrage?
Philadelphia police say they are moving a foot patrol officer to the intersection of D Street and East Wyoming. Chief Bethel says the district has a strong partnership with police, but one that can only go so far as the department deals with staffing shortages. Their Safe Path program, which will pay a stipend to community groups to provide a presence at arrival and dismissal, is moving forward, but that will only include 4 high schools to start. He wants people in the neighborhood to come out and step up.
We're just moving on as if it was just a normal day. I mean, what has to happen for folks to wake up and our communities to wake up and say this is not acceptable?
Well, first step, you got to reverse that that city council bill that was passed about stopping people, because now they can't even say, hey, we got a red vehicle. We don't have the description. We don't know the make and model, so we can't stop this specific vehicle unless we have probable cause, which obviously, you know, police shouldn't just be making random stops. But, you know, maybe that vehicle is stolen, or maybe it's unregistered, or maybe there's something about that vehicle that you can say, hey, okay, there's a red sedan. It looks kind of like the vehicle that was in the shooting, and I'm behind it and it's unregistered. Well, with that bill, you can't necessarily pull that vehicle over unless they do something crazy. All right. But, that's one thing. And then the defund the police rhetoric, obviously. But a lot's going to have to change. Plainclothes officers in these areas, in these urban areas, that's a undercover. It's going to be it's going to take a lot. Okay.
People should be outraged, but it happens so often that it becomes common to you.
We spoke with a behavioral consultant with years of experience working with school district children. She asked that we keep her anonymous.
Oh, well, I mean, or you could just send the behavioral consultant. I mean, she could clear up these situations where these super gremlins are clapping at each other. I mean, she just go over there and say, hey, you know, implement some conflict resolution tactics, and case closed. We're good here, okay? Everybody go on your merry way, and nothing to see.
She says the every man for themselves mentality has to change, because this could be any one of us.
When something happens to you, I don't care because it wasn't me. So does it go beyond us? And that's what we need. We need to be in a society where it goes beyond us.
Now, Chief Bethel said today, if you are listening and you want to help, you can certainly contact his office. You can also contact the city to volunteer for the Safe Corridors program. Shannon, they do tell us tonight they are always looking for volunteers and help.
Yeah, clearly they could use all the help they can get. Thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.